Hey y'all, how's it going? It seems like everywhere you look, AI is all over the place. Now, everybody doesn't have a great understanding of it, and that's okay. Today on Tech Tuesday, we're going to be talking about AI, LLMs, AI agents, how all this works together. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to show you a real world example of how you yourself can be using these AI agents and tools to make sure you don't get replaced in the future by somebody who will. See ya. All right, guys. So first things first, what is AI? I mean, you've probably heard it in the news. You know, your kids got to learn it nowadays. You think it's going to take over the world. AI stands for artificial intelligence, and it really is just that. I mean, we know our computer has access to Google, which has a plethora of information, but our computer can't actually do anything without us telling it to. It doesn't have the intelligence. I mean, it has access to it, but not the actual intelligence. AI is you can think of it as a system that is programmed to think on its own. You would give it an instruction, which you might have heard of a prompt, an AI prompt. And with this prompt or this instruction, AI is going to tap into the internet or another resource and get to working on its own. You're thinking, yeah, Google will tell me all types of stuff. This kind of is the new Google. But Google will give you pages of information, pages of information, whereas AI will give you an actual page of information, maybe more, depending on how much information you need. The point is, it's going to get all the information you need and compile it on this page, as opposed to just giving you access to where this information is, if that makes sense. Some examples of AI out there now are chatbots, which get information when you tell it to. Maybe speech recognition. A lot of people are using that to make captions on videos nowadays. Also, the videos that you may not notice are AI, but they're commercials being made right now where you type in the text and they'll have a fake person, which is made with a generated AI character, saying with generated voice the text that you yourself made. That is called text-to-speech AI. All right, now you're probably thinking this is artificial, so it's fake. Where does it get this information from? Easy. All AI are trained on what's called large language models. You could think of it as a document with bajillions of documents on it, bajillion strings of text on it. And this is information that you say, hey, go learn all this information. And when I ask you, spit back this information. Okay, that's why it seems like when you get on ChatGPT, it knows everything Google knows. It's not, partially it's because it's tapped into the internet, but a lot of it is because it was trained on a model that had that information already readily available. There are models to do the text-to-speech recognition, like I mentioned. There are models to take text and input text or output text. There are other models to take text and output pictures, like with ideogram and other text-to-image processors. It all depends on the model that you're looking for. Some of you have probably run into or even tried a few models yourselves. You think ChatGPT 4, Llama 3.1, Claude Sonnet 3.5. These are all different models by different companies that all kind of do the same thing. But in a nutshell, that is just an example of a model. Okay, now let's take it one step further, because AI up until this point has been you interacting with it and then just kind of waiting on it to do something. Let's talk about when AI acts on its own. Within artificial intelligence, there is something called AI agents. They still need a prompt or like a starting point, but essentially they're very specialized AI units that do a specific task. You can think of an AI agent that just reads PDFs all day and it just gets the text off of them, and what happens to that text, that's somebody else's job. Another AI agent, it may check your email every single hour looking for new messages. What it does with the information from the new message, that's a task for somebody else's job. The point is that they're hyper efficient because all they do is that one thing. Cool. Now that you've seen how AI can kind of do its own thing autonomously, let's talk about multi-agent systems. No, it's nothing out of the Matrix, kind of is, but imagine just chaining all of these different AI agents together and they're all working with each other to do the specific tasks for you. because we're at a point where you can't give AI a big old block like, hey, go take out the trash and do my laundry and woo. You got to give it bite-sized bits. And if you give it bite-sized bits, it'll execute it flawlessly. And that is why multi-agent AI systems are really, really great. All right, y'all, we at the end of the video, and I promised you a real world example. So here we go. Down here in Huntsville, there are a lot of companies that act as government contractors, meaning they do jobs that the government just doesn't want to do and will happily pay somebody else to do. And so somebody on that team's job is to literally search the database for contracts all day. Maybe summarize them and present them to the boss or higher ups at another time. But point being, if that's you, your job is to scour this website, find contracts that are in the service area of your company, and sift through descriptions, sift through attachments, which attachment is just a big word for a large document that can't fit on one page. End of the day, if this is you, you got quite a bit of reading to do. So why not let AI do it for you? Because I mean, what looks better, this or this? Same job as you see. Now you're saying, how do I do that, Tony? I created an AI agent system that has 5 key components to it. The first one is our fetch agent. His job, because everybody's got one job, his job is just to look at the database every hour and find jobs with particular NISC codes or service codes that my business has, because that lets us know that this is the kind of industry that we already work in. Okay. Once it finds them, it's going to save it to our database. Now, once it hits the database, we've got 2 or 3 other agents who are waiting. I mean, they're just ready and waiting. And that's why they're so great, because all their job is to do is to either wait on the attachment to come, which we're going to download with our downloader agent, or wait for the description to come, which we're going to download with our description agent. And once an attachment hasn't been downloaded, our PDF parser agent is going to look at that download, and it's going to take all the information and save that information back to our database. So now our description and our PDFs are all in text formats that are really, really easy for another agent to read. Now you're thinking, who's the next agent? The last agent, and probably the one doing the most work here, is our summarizer agent. Okay. What his job to do is to take our description, to take our attachments, all the attachments, like all the text associated with this contract, and it's going to summarize it by asking our LLM. It's going to say, hey, we are good at software development, mobile app development. We use Python, Angular, we've done this and this and this in the past. Is this job a good match for us? When is a proposal due? And what is due in this proposal? And just like that, everything is saved in our database and in an easy to read format that someone like me or your boss or your higher ups want to read. Again, guys, 217 of these in less than 2 minutes, as opposed to the 10 or 20 that you yourself can do every single day. So if you're ready for an AI agent or just for AI in general, hit the subscribe button, because I'm gonna be talking about this all day. Hit your boy on the gram if you want one yourself, and welcome to the future, y'all. Still